Are you ready to hear the dumbest thing you will ever hear in your entire life? I don't think you are, but let's hear it anyway.
How does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump?
I mean, how the fuck do you answer that? That is so fucking stupid, and I know people have already said things like, how does it feel to be the same sex as Sarah Palin? But that's just generalizing the other way, and I don't like generalizing people like that based on their gender and nothing else. That's stupid. I'm gonna ask a much more personal question back. How does it feel to be a fucking dumb cunt?
Why do you hate rom-coms? Or do you just feel like you need to hate them?
Because romantic comedies are trite, they are dull, they are predictable, it is the same shit again and again and again, and they are very poorly made. They're the most generic, repetitive shit in the fucking world, and I don't enjoy that. It's also almost entirely people about their fucking relationships, and the relationships of these people who aren't real, who I don't give a shit about, who aren't very fucking interesting. Men prefer movies where people do shit, not just talk about shit. I did enjoy The Breakup, but that's because it was an anti-romantic comedy movie.
Everybody likes The Notebook. Everybody likes Beyonce. It's just a fact.
No, it's not. You do not have the right to tell me what I am and am not allowed to like. You can't tell me that I have to like something because you do. I'm sure you don't like playing fucking video games like I do, either.
Why do you make women sit around and talk about men in movies?
I cannot imagine where anyone would get the idea that women like to sit around and talk about men. Nope, can't think of any reason why somebody might think that.
When y'all easily just sit around and talk about boobs for hours.
This is the first of several examples of them clearly getting their ideas on men and how men behave when they're not in the room from sitcoms and romantic comedies. Like, what they are saying, and it happens more times, and there's a much more blatant example of it later on. They will make claims that men do this thing that men don't actually do, but men in sitcoms do, men in romantic comedies do, men in TV shows do. It's not real. These people do not seem to have any idea of real men. And I'm not talking real men only do this. I'm talking actual physically existing men. They base their ideas on men from fictional characters. It's absurd. And there's several examples of that through this one video.
Why do you automatically assume that you won't like TV or movies that star a female lead?
Why do you assume that I assume that? Why do you think I think that way? I don't. I don't avoid television shows or movies or anything because it has a female lead. It's just that the majority of shows that have female leads are geared towards women. They are romantic comedies. They are romantic or relationship-based or some other thing that as a man I find incredibly dull and tedious. It has nothing to do with the fact that the lead actor or character or whatever is a woman.
Are you surprised when women are funny?
I'm probably funnier than you.
Honey, you are not funny. The reason you think you're funny is because whenever you tell your jokes to men, they laugh at your jokes. They're not laughing at your jokes because they're funny. They're not laughing at it because they find that amusing in any way. They are laughing at it because you are fucking hot. You are a very attractive woman. You are by far, like, out of the league of every other girl in these videos. You are very attractive. I would want to go out on a date with you. You even have a very sultry voice. But you're not funny. And you don't need to be funny, and there's no requirement for you to be funny, and you've never faced the same rejection of your humor that is required to build comedic skill and ability. Because you're just too damn attractive. The woman I'm showing on the video now is Kitty Flanagan. She is probably the most attractive, funny female comedian out there. And even she is not... She's not hugely attractive. She's okay. But most female comedians are quite mannish or unattractive.
Why do you think that we're obsessed with you when we hook up?
9 times out of 10, I just want you to leave too. I'm busy. I got shit to do.
Why are so many of these questions like, why do you think that? Why is it that you feel? You don't know how we think. We don't know. You don't know how we feel. I'm very confused with this question because it feels like a massive projection. It feels like, you know, she does protest too much. I'm not obsessed with you at all. I'm just stalking you on Facebook. I don't understand what they're getting at here. Maybe they've had like one-night stands and not really communicated with the person they're having it with that it's a one-night stand and that it's not a relationship and that one-night stands are okay now because I thought that one-night stands were kind of frowned upon by a lot of women these days. I'm just very, very confused and I wish that somebody could explain to me exactly what the fuck they're talking about here.
Why can't I sleep with as many people as I want to without being judged? When men do it, they're congratulated.
Once again, you are taking everything from sitcoms and television shows and romantic comedies and applying it to the real world. Men do not really sleep around very much. Something like 20% of men have regular sex with women they don't know very well. Something like that. It's not actually very common, and we call them kind of man whores. We think it's a little bit scummy, because these people, they are kind of scummy people. Normally sleeping with really scummy women as well, just to get their numbers up, it seems. Men don't respect men for sleeping around. We don't. Because we see that as kind of a threat, as if they might try and sleep with our girlfriends or something. Stop basing everything you know about men from fucking sitcoms. And you're asking to not be judged on your actions. No. If you don't want to be called a certain thing, then maybe you shouldn't act in that certain way. It's like someone saying, why is it that I kill people and people call me a murderer? That's not fair. If I was a soldier, I'd get paid for killing people. That's bullshit. Go fuck yourself. It sounds like you fuck everyone else. So I've got to ask, are you doing it because, oh, I enjoy sex? That makes you easy. If you're doing it for attention, that makes you a slut. If you're doing it for money or something like that, financial gain, you are a whore. But if you sleep around, it makes you one of these things. That's not even an insult, that is just a description of what you are. And no, you are not going to get people to not judge you based on your actions that you have done on your own complete free will. That's just fucking retarded.
Why do you consider a woman a tease if she doesn't sleep with you after 3 dates, but a slut if she sleeps with you on the first date?
I saw that on an episode of Big Bang Theory. No, I fucking saw that. I know that this is fucking sitcom bullshit. This is not real. This is not real. Nobody thinks this way outside of fucking sitcoms and people who have been fucking brainwashed by sitcoms like you. Just... It's not good to sleep with someone on the first date because it sets that your relationship is all about sex. Alright? Just does. The idea that, oh, on the third date you have to have sex, that's bullshit. Nobody actually does that. Nobody actually thinks that way. You are getting all your information about men and how men think and how men feel from situational comedies. And that's not okay. It's not acceptable. Grow the fuck up.
In what world does no mean yes?
No means no.
Literally find me some actual people, some real people, who think that when a woman says no, she really means yes. Of course, that is completely thrown out the door when you ask a woman what's wrong. Is something wrong, honey? And they say, no, nothing's wrong. Seriously, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to make all men out to be a bunch of violent fucking rapists who won't take no for an answer and keep going. Fuck you.
Why do you say that women are too emotional to be leaders?
Then justify catcalling by saying men just can't control themselves.
Because, as everyone knows, men are not separate people with separate ideas and separate standards. Men are just one giant hive mind called the patriarchy. And the patriarch, as we call ourselves, loves double standards to confuse women. We even pretend we're separate people sometimes. Seriously, this is really fucking dumb. They're gonna bring up their attitudes on emotions later on. We'll see the real problem and the real reason people say that women are just too emotional for leadership positions.
Why do you think that just because you're nice to me, I owe you my body?
I don't think I've ever seen that outside of male feminists who are fat fucking fedora trench coat wearing feminist white knight cunts on the internet. I've never really seen it outside of that. That said, I don't think anyone wants your body. You look like Lil Wayne.
Why would you ever send an unsolicited dick pic?
I don't, because the file sizes are always too large. Seriously though, I've not met anyone in my life who sent dick pics, but I know a lot of guys who have received a lot of unsolicited boob pics and ass pics and even vagina pics from women when they're in relationships with somebody else. The idea that this is a gendered issue is fucking bullshit. Don't even try and make this a gendered issue.
Why do you feel like it's okay to harass women or make offensive comments about women, but when somebody does it to your sister, it's not okay?
Well, that isn't a loaded question at all. So tell me, have you stopped beating your wife? When did you stop beating your wife? Does your mother know that you're a dumb cunt? Seriously, this is just so fucking stupid. Men do not think it's okay to harass women on the street. However, what women view as harassment has changed. Saying hello to a woman is harassment. Saying hello to a woman you don't know in any situation at this point is harassment. There is no way to meet women. There's no way to talk to women. If you see a woman crying on the street and you ask her what's wrong, you could be called a harasser. This has just gotten out of control. You are not being harassed every time you have contact with someone that isn't completely 100% positive or that you weren't planning on. And seriously, my sister can take care of herself.
How does it feel to interrupt me when I'm in the middle of making a point?
You're not in the middle of making a point. You do not have a point to make here. You're just gonna say something really fucking dumb, aren't you?
During a meeting.
Right, you work at fucking BuzzFeed, so if this shit is happening to you, it's a problem with BuzzFeed, not with the people watching this shit. And if that is happening to anyone out there, then stand up for yourself and don't let it go. It's not a gendered issue, it's just somebody being a fucking asshole. I know lots of women who interrupt men at work all the fucking time.
Why do you have to sit with your legs so wide open?
I get that you have balls, but I don't stand around with my arms wide open to make room for my boobs.
Yeah, look how much the arms are in the way of the boobs when they're just standing there. Oh, look, they're fucking not. Look, men and women have very differently shaped hips. We are designed to sit differently to you. Sorry if that's slightly fucking inconvenient, but we have external fucking genitals, and we cannot sit that way for long periods. We just can't. We're not built that way. And you wouldn't understand because you do not have our genitals. This is absurd.
Why are women perceived as the weaker sex? Even though we literally birth you. Like watermelons through like this.
You ever go to a fucking gym and see how much the women lift compared to how much the men lift? Women are physically weaker. Also, when it comes to pain, men can withstand a significant amount more pain than women in every scientific test I've ever seen on it. And when you give birth, you're given a fucking epidural. So you give birth without any fucking painkillers, and we'll see you go. We'll see. You can call yourself tough after you do that. But until you've actually done that, you're not fucking tough.
Why is it so bad to show your emotions?
It means you're human.
It's called stoicism. It allows men who are in periods of emotional distress to still function as productive members of society. This is why we believe women in general, not every woman, but just in general, women tend to not be good for leadership roles because they can't suppress their emotions, they can't control their emotions, because you see it as a bad thing to be able to. It's not that we don't have emotions, it's just that we don't constantly let ourselves be slaves to them like you obviously do.
Why are you always trying to prove your masculinity?
Why are you always attacking masculinity? And why is it that whenever I do something masculine, you immediately assume that it's for you, that it's for your benefit? Well, fuck that, it's for my benefit, because I like feeling masculine. I like doing masculine things, because I'm a fucking man. It has nothing to do with 4 out of 10 women like you.
Why the f isn't it ladylike to cuss? When did words get gendered?
Fuck you, you just fucking censored that, you fucking fuck. And cuss? Did you just say cuss? Jesus fucking Christ, grow up. Nobody cares if you fucking swear except like 80-year-olds. And who gives a shit about them? The baby boomers will be dead soon anyway, and the world can start fucking recovering finally.
Why is it your first instinct to doubt women who have been sexually violated or raped?
Implying the vast majority of people who claim to be raped are instantly believed, to the point where very high-profile cases recently, men who are completely innocent, who have not committed any crime, when no crime has been committed, the woman is just making shit up, the men still have massive fucking consequences. Don't you give me that shit about rape victims or sexual assault, whatever, being believed. Anyone who claims that they've been sexually assaulted is instantly believed, and anyone accused of it is instantly considered guilty in this society. And that is causing a massive fucking problem.
Why do you assume a woman's angry because she's on her period?
Why do women always use the excuse, I'm on my period, when you call them out for being a cunt?
Why do you think women that wear makeup are false advertising? We can say the same thing about your dick size.
What do you mean, our dick size? Do men, like, stuff their pants full of tissue paper or something in America? Do they stuff a pair of socks in their undies every morning? And they walk around like that? Hey, ladies. I've never seen that. I don't think you have either. I don't get where you get this idea that men lie about their dick size. I think there's a lot of lying about dick sizes in the fucking media, but not men. However, you do paint your face to make yourself look more attractive than you are, to the point where you believe you are that attractive. You're not. You're just covered in fucking makeup that makes you look like you're made of fucking felt.
Why isn't it weird that there's a bunch of old white men sitting in a room making legislation about what I can and can't do with my body?
Do you have a cooch?
Do you have a fucking penis and testicles? No? Then maybe you should stop telling men how they're allowed to fucking sit, because you don't fucking understand that. Yeah, here's what I want you to do. Get an egg, wrap it in like an anklet sock, get another one to be your fake dick. You put that in your fucking undies, right? You put the egg around where your, stuff is, and the penis part a bit higher up, and you walk around like that, and you try sitting on public transport with your legs closed, with that in your pants, and see if you break the egg. Then maybe you might have some understanding for what it's like to be a fucking man, and have a bunch of women tell you how you're allowed to sit.
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians?
Probably because they don't realize they look like you.
How does it feel to get kicked in the balls?
How does it feel to be raped?
Do you ever get tired of trying to be manly?
Do you ever get tired of being a pretentious little fucking cunt?
All the time. Why are you so afraid of gender equality?
Why do I deserve to be paid less than you?
In what world does 77 cents equal $1?
In what world does 68 cents equal $1?
How is that fair?
Please show me one situation where there is a man and a woman with the same education level, the same experience, working in the same job, that are getting paid differently purely because of their gender. Show me that. Show me that. You can't, because it doesn't exist. The pay wage gap myth has been so fucking disproved at this point that anybody who tries to claim it's true should just be considered the troll they fucking are.
Why are you intimidated by a woman who makes more money than you? That's awesome! More money!
In my experience, very, very few women are in any way interested in a man who earns less than them. Even women who earn over $100,000 a year will refuse to date men who earn less than her. I've seen it too many times to not believe that at this point.
Why are opinionated women seen as bitches?
When opinionated men are seen as bosses.
Well, using the example I'm seeing here, it's because you're not being bosses, you're not being leaders in any way, you're not just showing an opinion, you're just being bitchy cunts. And my experience dealing with women who get positions of power, there is so much fucking abuse of that power, there is so much fucking bitchiness. It's just fucking experience that makes us think this way. Experience of fucking reality, something that you don't seem very well versed in.
Why aren't you speaking up when you hear your male friends behind closed doors make jokes that are offensive to women?
Because we don't sit around making horribly offensive jokes all day. That's not what we do when you're not there. And even when we are making jokes that might be offensive to someone who's not in the room, who gives a fuck? They're not in the room. Just because somebody out there might find something offensive, ooh, we better never ever fucking do it, that's fucking bullshit. Go get fucked. Because I know what women say behind closed doors when they don't think any man can hear them. I know what you say. So don't even start with that bullshit. Don't even fucking start.
Why are you so afraid of recognizing your own privilege? Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Just recognize it and do something.
Well, maybe you should recognize your own privilege as a Asian. Look at this Asian privilege you're flaunting all over the place. Jesus Christ. Seriously though, there is no male privilege. It is bullshit. There is a lot of women privilege, where women are the majority of the university applicants now, the vast majority of university acceptance, the vast majority of university graduates. Men are, on the other hand, the vast majority of university dropouts, the vast majority of the homeless, 80% of the homeless, the vast majority of suicides, another 80% suicides. I'm really not seeing any male privilege anywhere in the real world. Sure, you can play with statistics to come up with something like that, but it's all this, there could be, there may be, but no actual solid evidence for it has ever been shown. So, let's see if you can find me one legal protection that men have that women do not have. One. Just one. Because I'll start off with one that women have that men don't have. The right to genital integrity as babies. You find me anything that men have that women don't that's anywhere near that. You find me one. Go on. I'm waiting.